Hello, gorgeous viewer. Welcome into Cleo Ra, your reality creation tarot station. I hope you're doing really well out there, and thank you for all your support. I'm going to jump right into the ethers and see what the divine has for us tonight. Okay, Three of Cups, Page of Wands. A celebrated doorway, something beautiful opening up for you here with the Page of Wands energy. Fire energy being very important, but I'm seeing this fire as being a different color to regular fire. This is fire from another world. And it's funny, this liquid looks like fire coming out of these cups right here. Okay, you're being celebrated and gifted an extra dose of this. This is like alien fire. I'm seeing it being like a pinky peachy kind of color fire. And it's because your energy is not from here primarily. I feel like you've lived a lot of lives on Earth, but that's not where you're from. Earth is not where you're rooted. You are from out of this world. I'm hearing the prodigy out of space. Find another race. So you're from a whole different kind of bloodline. I'm hearing hybridized, alien, but they're also saying it's top secret what you are, because you are something else entirely. And I'm getting that you've always known this. You've had inklings about this. Moments alone where you've really zoned into your true alchemical essence. And you're really kind of being celebrated for this. I feel like the aliens and higher beings are celebrating you for this, and this will show up in your physical reality. Look at her. She's different, right? I am getting Black Rose energy coming off of the spider here as well. The number 8 could be relevant here. You're hitting some kind of jackpot cosmically. And hair is relevant. I don't know how. Your hair, someone else's hair, some sort of lock of hair. Something about your hair here that's very relevant. Maybe it shows up in your hair, where you're from, or your hair is an indicator of your cosmic roots. I'm getting the Hydra constellation also is very important, and Hydra constellation is all about the heart of the snake when it comes to starseed groups. It's one of the rarer, lesser known ones compared with Pleiades and Arcturus. I'm hearing the 7 sisters. The 7 sisters. Jubilance, joy, magic, cheerfulness. You're going through an exciting doorway here and being celebrated. We've got the High Priestess. The gifts you bring in from other worlds could blow people away at times. Maybe you've had moments where you've completely blown people away with the information you've given them or the energy you've brought through. And you had a lot of confidence coming through to the earth realm this time to do something big or different and to really stand your ground, but in a very calm way, in a very beauteous and calm way, because you're so confident in who you are, in how you do things, in what you know, and the energetic packages that you pull through to the earth realm, that you weren't fearful, even of spiritual warfare. You weren't worried about this. We do have a crow or a raven, I'm being told. Ravens are important here. Carrying 3 swords, 2 on the ground. And I'm getting that you're about to break your enemy's heart here. They've been looking in the wrong direction. They've been misinterpreting you. They've been seeing you incorrectly, because they didn't know you are basically a different species of cosmic being. They've been reading you as if you're a human, right? Misinterpretations all over the place. Projecting themselves onto you, reading you all wrong. They can't read things like you can. You're the high priestess or the high priest. You are a cosmic priestess, bringer of sacred seeds, bringer of energies that I could not even channel the names of into here because it's a completely different language. And this is beyond light codes, I'm being told. Something altogether different. So you're about to drop these swords, metaphorically speaking, onto your enemy's timeline, onto your enemy. You're about to break their heart. Just by being yourself, you've conjured this. This isn't you doing some sort of dark magic or anything like that. This is just the frequency you hold and the allies that ride with you, that fly with you. We've got a little dragon here on this card, and she's holding a scroll. So she's got secret knowledge. This alien language, this Hydra language I'm getting, that comes from the heart of somewhere else completely. So they could never win, I'm getting, because you're something else, something they could never interpret or hold in their mind. Knight of Pentacles energy. Something's being wrapped up here. A particular kind of battle. And this may not seem like it's a personal thing in your life, particularly. This to me seems more of a galactic battle that you're helping with. Something that you do in the astral realm. Mostly when you're asleep, but you could astral travel consciously. I'm hearing astral projection as well. Beverly is coming through, the word Beverly, and a reference to Beverly Hills. So you're helping to shut something down. Your enemies could see you as being deceptive, but that's not the case. They're self-deluding. There's a difference, right? Page of Pentacles energy here. And we've got a bed. And lots of little dark energies hiding underneath it here. This is your enemies. They're going to be hiding because you're pulling something out at the root chakra. You're pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Your allies in the far away. I'm hearing, a legion far away, a place far away. Your allies, from our perspective or from an earth perspective, are very far away, but they can plop things, they can pop things on your enemy's timelines in a moment that they don't expect. Astral creations, things just popping in through the veil. And when I say your enemies, I mean this is a team thing. You're part of a team, but you got sent out very far away from home being on earth. But this is a team win over a specific group that have caused, problems on the earth plane, negative repercussions on the earth plane with their deeds, their actions, their succubi ways, sucking the life out of things, ruining neighborhoods. And they're very sneaky. So they could be projecting their sneakiness onto you here. But I feel like you're so authentic. They would assume you were not being anytime you've dealt with them. Ten of Swords energy. They can't change what you are at your core. Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this is the end of a lot of deception, a lot of negative behavior. And again, there's something about the butterfly effect here. So people will notice the effects of your work in places you've never been, because the enemy, their power or their influence is being cancelled out. This is about cancelling out their influence with your mere presence. And I don't think you've met these people. I mean, you could have bumped into them at some point, potentially. You could be aware of them on some level. But I feel like this is a secret war. This is something that goes on mostly in the astral realm. Under cover of darkness, I'm hearing. But in terms of you just living your life, you knew being stationed here would be enough. Because once you're planted in the earth realm, or energies that are allied to you and connected to you can work through you in their energetic influence without them having to incarnate here. Because these are beings that are far past even the shamanic level. These are beings that operate on a whole different time scale, frequency, different languages that our human brains or, our meaty brains would not even be able to comprehend, although I do feel like you are gifted in this. And what you do is very unique and very hard for your enemy to interpret, but also difficult for you to explain, right? But you're bringing something in. Your presence here on the earth plane is providing a way in for your allies, your teammates, to finish off some sort of energetic influence that was affecting people far and wide. And people get so used to things, often they don't notice they're being affected by something until it lifts, and all of a sudden they feel better again. So this isn't a big old massive event that's going to happen. This is something subtle, but something very effective. A war that's been happening in secret, and you are one of their best players of the game. You're one of their best captains. You're one of their best high priestesses. You have authority, but you seem really innocent. But she does have a veil on this one. So you're so used to being behind the veil, and you're so used to being someone who's very cosmic and thinks in their own unique way. You could like wearing black a lot. You could have heart ties to Pluto. Mercury, I'm getting. Something about Pluto and Mercury. You think in a very shadowy way, but this is natural to you. And everything you do it to bring light into the paradigm. They're not going to see what's coming. 2 of Swords with the 10 of Swords. I'm hearing Stevie Wonder knocks me off my feet, right? So Spirit's being humorous here. With you helping lift the frequency and lift the veil, I'm being told, their ways won't work anymore. So by default, they're being cancelled out. Slowly, their power or perceived power is shriveling away. Their influence is waning. They could be getting ill. I'm hearing Merkaba. It's like something about a dissolving Merkaba, which would be them kind of being dissolved out. This is a funny message coming through. But you're helping to dissolve negative polarity influences here. You might want to read the Law of One, or you could have already read the Law of One. Page of Swords. Dropping 3 swords, and Odin's being referenced here as well. Something's coming in from the future, because I'm being given a reference to the crow of the past, the crow of the future, the raven of the past, the raven of the future. And it's the raven of the future that's dropping swords on your enemy's timeline here with the Page of Swords. Knocking them off their feet. See, this Page of Swords stands as a giant. He's not regular sized. He thinks he's very important. So he's easier to spot from the air. Okay, show me Knight of Pentacles energy. They're going to be wrapped up, debilitated, disabled, unable to do the damage they were doing before. And I did have the Star card just drop out on the floor. I'll grab it in a minute. Yeah, the Divine Realm, with the help of you and your comrades and your allies and your unique tapestry of the soul, you're cancelling them out. And the Divine has the authority, or has more authority now than ever before. The Divine has called authority on these beings. And you could have looked into some pretty niche things. I'm hearing niche articles. You maybe are drawn to reading up on stuff that is seen as a little out there, or even, conspiracy stuff or stuff like that. And you're good at picking up on what information is real and what's been planted by the enemy to distract you. Because a lot of this conspiracy stuff is planted by people who want to distract you from what's really going on with some big juicy information. You're very good at discerning this. You're very good at seeing the difference between real information. You can feel it in the text. You can feel the energy behind any text that's been written. Languages and text are very important to you, particularly dead languages. I'm getting dead languages from the Russian space on our globe or plane. And you communicate with the divine in your own unique way. You communicate particularly with beings from the place you're rooted in a very unique way. It's beyond instinctive. It's something else. The way your energy loops in and out, and the way you yourself witness this is beyond synchronicity. Being in your power, you'll say or do things that later on you realize fit in so well or clicked in so well with multiple other components in a way you couldn't even plan or predict. Even though it's you doing it, you're still surprised at your gifts. You're still blown away by the way you do this. Because you're so genuine and authentic and you live in the moment. When you operate from a place of pure innocence and truth. So you couldn't predict how synchronistic what you do actually is until you look back and you think, wow, look how that all fit together. Look how amazing that is. And I feel like it gives you this sense of awe, this sense of like, whoa, this universe is so amazing. So I am getting refresh for you and celebration for you after a phase of maybe, you've been in a certain energy getting this thing wrapped up and you didn't even realize what you were doing because you're just so naturally an anchor for so many brilliant, wonderful and indescribable energies. But they're saying, your anchor point is going to shift now. Your anchor's being lifted and your ship is venturing onto a whole new timeline, into a whole new reality, because the influence that you were helping to manage, whether you realize it or not, is over now. Page of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Their investments have gone down the drain. These negative energies that you've been helping to regulate from afar, to balance out from afar, they're losing their investments. They invested in people's minds going in certain directions. Mind control particularly, I'm hearing. They really invested heavily in this. And now all the effort and time and money and focus they put in to swaying the general population's minds in a certain direction has gone down the pan. It's done for them. They are absolutely done. This was a little group that thought they were particularly potent and particularly powerful. And I'm hearing your God is not their God. And I don't even think they have one. They might think they do, but they don't. They're a real deluded bunch. King of Pentacles here. So you may have felt like you've been in a sea, on a ship, in an ocean of energy for quite a while now. And as much as I'm getting this kind of energy of an anchor being lifted and you moving ahead in new energy, I'm also getting that it's not going to take you long to drop anchor again. I'm hearing the word landlubber, right? So it's like you are a cosmic pirate in a way. You love the idea of freedom and sovereignty for all beings. And, your mind is so elevated. I feel like you find it hard to understand how people can be so controlling when it comes to these lower vibrational energies. But the octave here, the frequency here on Earth now has been raised so high that they literally are fading out. They cannot exist in such a healthy, abundant environment. King of Pentacles. So you're moving into a more homely scenario, being more grounded in, because I feel like you had to kind of go with the flow here. The turbulence of the ocean of your consciousness, you had to go with it. And I can feel your power in this flexibility and adaptation. I can feel the way you move with these deep energies that your consciousness can zone into. And you find it interesting, I feel, to look. Hindsight is 2020. You find it interesting to look back from your now moment and think, wow, I couldn't have planned that if I tried, but that's what happened. And there's such a prophetic, oracular, magic, alchemical, out of this world, divine way you do things that I think you even find fascinating. I feel like you can knock yourself off your feet sometimes with the way you synchronize up with the grand plan and the way you've held such a position that's so valuable. I'm hearing chosen one, but this is like you are almost the underground of the chosen ones. So there's chosen ones, and then there's underground beings that do things differently. And you're one of them. Very special. You're something else. Something else altogether. Flying towards celebration, moving away from this phase that you've been in, and you've had a lot of joy, and you've had a lot of laughs, and you've had a lot of, that beautiful resonation in your soul, where you just know the universe is looking after you, everything's connected, and that good-hearted people always get rewarded. But again, you're a very old soul, and even that to you will sound like child's play because you're such an old soul, helping to defend against legions. I'm getting you've done this in other worlds. Okay, so this time around it was child's play for you. Queen of Wands energy with the Four of Swords, a chance to rest, recuperate, and reflect in a gorgeous way. So you've done it. I'm getting that the energies are going to shift for you now. But if you've wondered why, maybe you didn't fit in the same way as other people, or maybe you couldn't quite find your place, or maybe you just haven't been able to settle yet, it's because your energy's been held in a certain fluid kind of position so that you can be an aerial on the earth plane to pick up on energies that are being sent to your consciousness. And then just by default of you being here, you naturally project these energies out around the world, either via focus or astrally in your sleep. So things are going to change now, I'm getting, and you'll be able to reflect on this and learn more about your amazing soul as time goes on. But they want you to know your genetics are different. I'm hearing your friends are different. Maybe you've got a really eclectic group of friends, people who kind of are all different. And, maybe you like those wackier characters, moody characters. I feel like you like people who are authentically themselves unapologetically themselves. And you're going to have a lot about your origins revealed to you here. You see this card, this is very Lilith. This is very, I'm getting Persephone references. And we've got illusionist here, but a victory wreath. So you've helped the world prevail over illusions, spell work, malevolent influences. I'm hearing a nasty clan, a very nasty clan who don't appreciate the bounty of the universe. And of course you do. Maybe you've been in your head about a few things. I'm getting that you're going to be out of your head and into your life more, making new plans, a new cosmic order point, taking a break, maybe putting down a few roots, and starting to really know yourself and settle into your uniqueness and settle into receiving more information about your origins and developing more power when it comes to what you're conjuring up for you now. So it's next phase 2, celebration. Going through a doorway of celebration, a bright, sparkling, gorgeous cosmic doorway, order sent and accepted by the universe. So everything you want, you can have now. They want you to know this because you're out of this world, because you're something else. And particularly because of, I'm hearing there's something to do with the adaptation rate of your genetics. The way you blend into the quantum field is different. So you can conjure things up in a very unique and instantaneous way compared to maybe, people with more standard human genetics, and it takes them a little while longer. Well, they're saying for you, it's a quick thing, almost instantaneous here. You think of it, you want it, you focus, you get it. In this phase 2, it's going to be really easy for you. But also, you're getting rewarded for holding the fort here, for being a beacon of light. Maybe not in a conventional way, like people see you this way or they see you that way. But this is about your home team. This is about your squad from back home and being a beacon for them and making sure this thing gets finished, because your energy and your power and your frequency, the frequency you emit, the undercurrents are so powerful. I'm getting goosebumps right now. So without you, it would have taken an army of about, they're telling me 500,000 to cancel these beings out. But you are so priceless. You replace that many ground level soldiers, because this spiritual war could have gotten worse, but it didn't, because you're here. So this is about your wish fulfillment here. Dreams coming true, pure satisfaction, contentment. And you're going to be really content with your gifts. You're going to find a way to settle into your gifts and to get to know yourself more and to really embrace the fact that you're not just a priestess or a priest. You're a goddess. You're a god. This is the Joker card in the deck, so you always surprise people. And you've definitely surprised this group of people. They did not see this coming, and I don't think you did either. And that's the beauty of it. You're so innocent. You just being yourself is enough. Wealth and vault security. So you're going to feel the wealth that you've spread out into the earth plane coming back at you in multiple formats and in multiple ways. I'm seeing a little white fluffy dog in my mind's eye. And we've got the truth hurts. It's going to hurt your enemies. The fact that you weren't even trying to beat them and you did it anyway, just via frequency. It's like you're a lighthouse, a cosmic ray lighthouse, blue flame. You carry all the flames. It's like you carry all of the flames. But I'm hearing you've come from a place where they developed new colors. Okay, so that's something to get your head around. You've helped so many people escape a horrible mind trap just by your mere presence. And reality is all mind. The all is mind. The mind is all. So you help people escape a terrible scenario because you act as a buffer, as a block. While you're incarnated here, your consciousness is so powerful. It takes over the grid. That's how powerful you are. I love it. Timeline. Another little joker on the table here, and the Ace of Spades, pure victory. Okay, whichever way you look at it, it's pure victory. The victory of honor and the victory of your presence is so beautiful. I feel like you're going to be lighter hearted from now on because you've been helping to transmute dark energies that were hidden in little corners of the earth. So maybe you had down days, maybe you got moody, stuff like that, and you didn't know why. It's because you were helping transmute energy so that the whole world could avoid catastrophe. Joke's on them though, because they've gone downhill. The joke is on these dark energies who don't understand metaphysics or universal law. They think they're clever, they think they're sneaky, But if they were that clever, they would have known ahead of time that it was impossible for them to win because they don't have any true divine power. Wah, wah, wah. If they were that good at occult shenanigans, if they were that good at the mind control, if they were that good at witchy stuff or whatever they get up to in their lame little lives, they would have known they could never win. Luckily for us, they're thick and they never win. We've got the brown M&M here. So sweet treats. You are a sweet treat and you'll be receiving a lot of sweet treats. How lovely. Here we go. This is like Saturnian, but this is representing your home planet. We've got 2 little stars and a big star here. So your gifts are going to start branching out. I'm seeing little strawberries. It's like you are going to start blossoming in new ways. And, you know, your fruits are going to multiply. I'm hearing you shall know a man by his fruit. You shall know a woman by her fruit. So with the King of Pentacles energy, I feel like people are really going to be seeing what you're made of in your next season. And this won't be something you rush into either. This is something you're going to plan out in a beautiful way. You're giving yourself some TLC time. You're going to be putting your feet up, I feel. Enjoying your contentment, enjoying having a clear mind, enjoying the fact that you've made it into a new realm where the threat is over. The energetic threat is over, guys. Pure victory. I'm hearing alpha. And to me, an alpha is somebody who operates in respect, devotion, and honor. And you are one of them, the best. I'm hearing Gillette, the best a man can get. Okay, that's a reference for somebody. You are the best this world could have had. To clean it up, to bring it up to the divine status it deserves to be on. Pure connection, that's you. Out of this world, pure divine connection. And, you know, you're going to be celebrated. And, you know, this could be with lots of other people, but it's definitely by your home team. So anything that represents home for you, family, they're going to be celebrating you. You've done so well here. It's all about those sweet treats and being a cosmic delight in new ways, in beautiful new ways. You're free now to create any way you want. I love you. I hope this reading's been good for you. Mwah.